Is it just me, or does anybody else feel like this country is a shithole right now? Seriously, look at it. Nothing works. Boarded up, broken shops everywhere. Schools that are falling down. Teachers buying their own.
If you guys don't know what's going on, Klarna has been giving out money for free and nobody is paying it back.
Before you're cured. No social housing. Council house waiting lists 14 years. Shit in the rivers and in the seas. It's a horrible place. And the Tories are like, yeah, we want to cut your taxes. No, I want to spend more on tax, but in return for that, have better services, fewer potholes, better hospitals, better healthcare, better mental health care, more social housing, better education for the kids, more high quality schools. The thing is, this has all been a political...
How did she rack up 100k in debt?
The Tories, they don't give a shit. They really don't care. I'm not pretending that any other party will be any good. Or much better anyway. They're all out for themselves pretty much. And it's just a shame. We used to be such a good country. You look back to 2012, year of the London Olympics. The country was together. It was a great year, it was a great time. The Tories, although they were in power, hadn't wrecked the country yet. And everything just had a good air and a good vibe and a good feeling and positivity about it. Now, it's so negative. It's so negative.
So are we just collectively ignoring the fact that nothing works right now? Like Wi-Fi doesn't work, your phone signal doesn't work, you go through periods of the day where you just cannot use any sort of internet. Every shop I go into, it seems like the self-service doesn't work, or they're unable to use their tills, or there's just constantly, there seems to be some sort of network technology error. Last night I tried to get on the train. Every train was cancelled. What's that about? Signal failure, what's that about? I know that it happens. Why is it happening so much? Everybody I speak to, like my friends and family, they're having the same problem. We're all on different networks. We all use different broadband internet providers, Wi-Fi's, and yet everybody is having the same problem. And it's not even just that, like that I could deal with. But does anybody else just feel like times are weird? Like there's just a weird feeling. Life right now can only be compared to that feeling when you know you walk into a room and you forget what you went in there for. No, I had something to look forward to, but I can't remember what it is. Even deliveries, Royal Mail, normally they're pretty good. Royal Mail aren't delivering. What's going on with that? Parcels are getting stuck on out for delivery. Even that's weird. I want my eyebrow pencil. I need it.
We need to wake the fuck up, because Sweden, once a peaceful, progressive nation, is now a country teetering on the edge of collapse. And if you think the UK isn't heading in the exact same direction, you are deluding yourself. We are just a few years, maybe even months, away from facing the same nightmare. What's remarkable is that the very left-wing activists who champion these policies are now up in arms, just like every other native Swede, because their country is on the brink of disappearing. And it was the decades under the Social Democrats that caused this in the first place. The exact ideology we are seeing here. Native Swedes are now a minority in their own homeland, and they only have themselves to blame. The same people who shouted, clapped and welcomed asylum seekers with open arms are now the ones living in fear. Sound familiar? The UK is heading down the same road, and unless we wake up, we'll be facing the exact same consequences. Because Daily Mail's investigative reporter Sue Reed has just visited Sweden, and her words were chilling. It's a society that is completely and utterly broken. Crime is rampant, citizens have lost hope, and the government has all but admitted they've lost control. No one is safe, no matter what wing of politics they used to support. So how did Sweden actually get here? Simple. Uncontrolled mass migration. In 2015 alone, they took in 163,000 people with little to no plan on how to integrate them, and now the consequences are undeniable. A 14-year-old girl was allegedly assaulted by a migrant. A controversial Iraqi refugee was gunned down in his own home. The Prime Minister himself said, and I quote, "It is obvious that we have no control over the wave of violence." Oh, and I'll just add this in. No, for you dopey lefties, it is not the Swedes who are causing all this. And And let's talk about some numbers. In January alone, there were 31 bombings. Yes, bombings. Not petty crime, not burglaries, actual bombings. In some areas, estate agents now advertise homes with the selling point, no bombings in this area. Let that sink in for a second. One explosion last year killed a 20-year-old newly qualified teacher. This isn't a dystopian movie. This is real life in Sweden today. Crime is so bad that people are becoming numb to it. Swedish academic Goran Adamson put it best. The situation is much worse than people seem to realise. Explosions, shootings, stabbings, they are happening so often that some don't even make the news anymore. And we're already seeing that here. This is the new normal, and not surprising as certain Middle East and African nations are listed as the most dangerous on the planet. Not for the citizens living there, but because of the citizens living there. And it is now here in Europe and the UK that we let in with open arms. The prison system is overwhelmed, and Sweden is now looking at renting out space in foreign prisons because they simply can't cope.
Top government advisor David Betts has warned that the UK is on the brink of civil war within 5 years. Professor David Betts has stated that the UK is explosively configured for mass unrest. Now remember, this isn't just some crazy conspiracy theorist, this is a top professor and a government advisor. Betts also warns that if things do not change in the UK, that this will happen within the next 5 years, and genuinely, I think it's getting close. So let's have a look at what might be causing this chaos in the UK, because that isn't how the UK was 5, 6, 10, 20 years ago. But at the moment, and especially the last sort of 3-4 years, tension has definitely been rising. So could it be that our government don't want to defend the borders, just want them open? And as Keir Starmer said, it was an open border experiment that still hasn't changed. Is it the fact that our pride and joy in the NHS is falling apart? You can't get a doctor's appointment. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm supposed to be seeing a nurse every 3 to 6 months. I haven't seen one in like 2 years. Is it the fact that young people can't afford to get on the property ladder anymore, and social housing is being used up by illegal immigrants? Now, could that be the reason we're so close to a civil unrest? Or could it be the fact that government lie to us, they manipulate stories and they gaslight us? Could it be the fact that we're seeing stricter freedom of speech laws and pressures on social medias to basically police for the government? Could it be the fact that taxes have got so high that even when you work your ass off, you still feel poor, and only the rich can do the things that we all want to do right now? Could it be the fact that I go to work 8 till 4, and up until about 9 o'clock, the weather looks like this, and then it's sunny all day? Genuinely, today, sunny all day, and I get home, finish work, and yes, have a thick layer of fog. There's so many reasons why this country is falling apart. And there are so many reasons why civil unrest could be a lot closer than we think. And I think David Betts isn't far from the truth.
I've got to be honest with you people, like, I am fucking terrified. I feel so stressed trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to keep my children safe through what's coming. They're going to be putting these strangers from another country next door to us. Honestly, all we can do at this point is prepare. So honestly, get yourself some things to protect yourself with, stock up on supplies, and honestly, I'm talking to the people that know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm honestly not going to waste time trying to get people to see. I learnt that quick through 2020. This government clearly has their own agenda. I believe they're building an army with these people they're bringing over here, and I honestly believe that they're going to attempt to round us up like sheep. Please, please just prepare yourself. And when this is over, our government, they need trialing for treason against the UK and its people. I've gotten to a point where honestly I don't think voting is gonna do much. I mean, 3 years is a long time, and this government's gonna be able to do a lot in that time.
Do you know what? It's time to talk about it. I have lived in England all my life, right? I'm basically 20 years old. It's changed. It's changed a lot since I was a little kid, and this country is no longer safe. It's not safe for women. It's not safe for our children growing up here. And to be honest, it's heading in a really, really bad direction. And the mainstream won't tell you this. But all the Labour Party have done since they've come into power is make everybody in this country fucking miserable. We're England, alright? We're fish and chips. We love a beer, alright? We love our culture. It's changing. They're trying to get rid of it. And it gets to a point where it doesn't feel like England anymore. I've lived here all my life, and now it's just sad, man, watching the way it's going. Like me, for example, I've always wanted kids, right? But the thought of bringing them up in this country now terrifies me. And I don't think there's a single solution, like one that will solve everything, but Labour don't seem to be trying anything.